They love the document imaging. I thought that was going to be the hardest sale of anybody, but of any product, because it changed so dramatically the way we did things. But document imaging, I mean, the way we did things, because we seemed to lose invoices every time they would go out of the accounting office, they would just go into the black hole somewhere. So we years ago just said, in our process, every project manager has a cubby hole here in the accounting office, a little mail slot. All of their invoices, everything they need to approve goes into that slot, and they've got to come into the office once a week and approve those, manually sign off. And it was crazy, because those guys, I would see them, they would come in on the way to work, go way out to the job at 7 o'clock in the morning, and then I'd still see them back there at 10:30 or 11 o'clock. I said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Oh, well, I came in here just to approve invoices, but then so-and-so caught me, and they knew I was in the office, so they wanted me to." So what was happening is our project managers were spending a half day, a whole day in the office. When they'd come in to approve invoices that should take them 30 minutes, they were spending a half a day in here. And, if their job was way outside somewhere, it would be a pretty good travel to get in here to approve them and take care of them. And then we added the Austin office, and that became even a bigger issue. So thank goodness when we added the Austin office, we had document imaging, or it had been a train wreck. But when we went to document imaging, our guys in the field could approve their invoices from home, from the job site, from their wireless device, whatever, and immediately they loved it. I mean, it was the quickest install, quickest and most widely accepted implementation of any software package I've ever done. So they loved it, and I think the payback on that thing was that quick, because now I didn't have 25 or 30 project managers coming into the office to approve invoices, and superintendents too, to some extent. We do all of our prime contracts get scanned into that same system. Subcontract change orders, owner change orders, insurance certificates, lien waivers, obviously invoices from subs and suppliers, really anything you need to be able to review your job cost is in there. So when we have an invoice, when anybody's reviewing an invoice, you can have the invoice up on the screen, hit one button, and pull up every other document that's related to that invoice. So it's really a slick deal.
Yeah.
But they love it. I mean, not only that, but we were just sitting here a while ago. We've got our year-end audit. We have a June 30th year-end, so our audit is going on right now. And one of the auditors came up and said, "Hey, your WIP schedule doesn't match your GL." And I said, "No, it does. Trust me." She said, "No, it doesn't." And so I went to Timberline and did a sort based on, I knew when it did balance was a week ago. So I just did a sort on everything that went into job cost with a June date for that 1 week. And I found a hit list of invoices, which shouldn't have been there. But anyways, I found the amount that she said I was off. So I thought, well, why in the world, that's an invoice from a sub that should have been in June. Can't figure out why it was. I was able to go into imaging, type in that vendor name, and it pops up a copy of the invoice with everybody's notes that they wrote on it, and then I understood what was going on. So, we use it for a lot of stuff. I mean, it's really a complete system for us now. Well, I know there's savings. We went to imaging. And that was a fairly expensive proposition, but our payoff wasn't really accounting related efficiencies or time savings. There's probably some there, but they can be offset by other issues. Our particular case, it was such an easy cost proposition for us, because we didn't have these guys having to come into the office. They could stay out on the job and run the job where they belonged, doing what they're best at, and then being able to work this invoice approval deal into their day or night routine, whatever they feel like. So our efficiency was really measured from the efficiency of our field staff, as opposed to our local, as opposed to our accounting staff. And that payback was nothing. I mean, you can't put a number on that, because now those guys are out there every day, and that one day they spend in here, one incident happened or one thing happened because they weren't on the job, and the numbers can be astronomical. So the cost was really minimal when you compare it to what we could have had.